Hi, my name is Adam Carver. I'm the Park Superintendent here at Dismal Swamp State Park.
My name is Ranger Katie Sanford, and I'd like to welcome you to the Dismal Swamp State Park, the second largest park in the state of North Carolina. We're located in Camden County, about 30 minutes north of Elizabeth City. The park's eastern boundary is formed by the Dismal Swamp Canal, which has been here, although not in its current form, since 1805. The 22-mile-long canal connects the Chesapeake Bay and the Albemarle Sound, and about 1,400 boats a year come through. I just really like the variety of things that we get to do out here. My favorite is the education and programming. I'm our lead educator, so that's my absolute favorite thing to do, but keeping up with the trails and all the other things we get to learn are also pretty high on the list. Spending time with field trip groups always reminds me to never forget the little things. Children are fascinated by even just seeing a deer, which for us is kind of an everyday thing. You see deer all the time, but the fascination in the kids' eyes and the excitement that they get over seeing a deer keeps it fresh. There are many things to do in the Dismal Swamp. With over 20 miles of hiking and biking trails, you can bike or jog or just walk until your heart's content. On the canal itself, you can paddle your canoe or kayak or rent one from the park by the hour. Other things to do include wildlife photography, bird watching, butterfly watching, and picnicking. Each spring, the park hosts an event called Paddle for the Border that brings in over 300 canoeists and kayakers who paddle from the park up to Chesapeake, Virginia. I would say the outdoors are for everybody, and just go ahead and go for it. Need some bug spray for sure in the swamp this time of year, but even so, it's still really fun to get out and hike. You never know what you're gonna see out here. You might see deer, you might see bear, you might see snakes. If you don't want to see those, the good news is they're usually pretty shy and run away from you, so not to worry. I would definitely say don't be afraid of the wildlife, because it's true that most of it really is just as scared of you as you are of it. And there's a lot to learn.
My favorite part of Dismal Swamp is the water. To me, it's so fascinating that it's some of the cleanest water on the face of the earth, and it doesn't look that way. Dismal Swamp water came this close to going to the moon. NASA, before they perfected reverse osmosis, looked at the water in the Dismal Swamp because of the tannic acid. To me, that's really fascinating. It's really fascinating.
I think it's very peaceful to go out someplace where it's quiet and just listen to the silence in the woods and enjoy the beauty that nature has to offer. We had one school field trip when we were going down the Supplejack Trail, and a student took my hand and asked me if we were going to die in the woods, and that just made me want to cry because he was dead serious. And I hate that there are children out there who are afraid of going in the woods. I think just lack of exposure, because they live in the city and maybe this isn't some place their families typically come on the weekends, and so that's why the field trips are so important.
Just like to take this opportunity to invite everybody out to the park to see what the park has to offer. Too many times in today's society, kids get wrapped up in electronics, in screen time, and it's real important to just be out in nature. To unplug and put that stuff away and spend some time out in nature. Here at Dismal Swamp, we have the Boardwalk here behind me, which is an excellent example of the swamp, of what the swamp is today. Also recommend getting out on some of our bigger trails to see what the park has to offer, to see the beauty of the park. With any North Carolina state park, there's just so much to offer. The citizens of North Carolina are so lucky to have such a park system that's so diverse. There's no two parks that are the same. So I would encourage you to get out in the North Carolina State Park.